Radio Rahim with Teddy Atlas. You know, when there's breaking news, I always got to come to the wisdom, to the man who knows everything about boxing and all these different
you're
eras.
Just too nice to me.
Come on, we don't have time for you to be humble.
Listen, you don't need to do that. I care about you. I know you for too many years. I know you're a good person. I'm going to be here to do this anyway. You don't have to say those beautiful things that I do appreciate. But
everyone is on the edge of their seat trying to figure out what is happening with Floyd Schofield. Now, obviously, Shakur showed up today. I think he's going to get an opponent as a replacement, but it's such an odd rumor mill about, is this guy, has he been poisoned? Is this a way for him to get out of the fight because he's not making weight? Like, you've seen all the shenanigans, all the stunts that have been pulled over the years. What do you see here in regards to Floyd Schofield?
Listen, I'm going to answer the way that I've answered things for, I've been in this business 50 years, and the most responsible way I can answer it. And that is, I don't know. And I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not going to assume to know. I'm not going to go, being Sherlock Holmes and making believe I'm a detective, which I have no interest in being. Never had in. I don't want to wear one of those hats. I don't even like the way those hats look. Yeah, and I never would smoke a cigar, or a pipe, whatever. So no, I'm not going to dare to go down those roads that I don't know. All I say is I'm glad that if he was compromised, he's not going to be in the ring where, God forbid, something bad could happen. That's what I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God for that, and that we will not have a kid in that ring who would have been stepping up anyway. Let's face it, he would have been stepping up to a huge stage, a huge level, but an undefeated kid with talent, but it would have been a big step up. But to do it compromised, nobody should. This is already a dangerous business. There's no hiding that. I mean, it's a very difficult business. You don't want to go in there impaired. So I'm just very thankful, really, that for everybody involved that made sure that they rooted it out, that he's not going to be in the ring if he's not right. And when I say that, I will use my experience and I will go down a little bit of the road without being irresponsible. If that means he wasn't mentally right, I'm glad he ain't in the ring. If it ain't just physical, which it can be just as detrimental, just as dangerous if you're not mentally right to get into the ring as it is if you're physically not right. Look, you got to make weight, right? Obviously, that's part of it. I always say that's the first fight, is making the weight. And it is. If you've been in this business in a real way, that's the first fight. Make the weight where, in a responsible way, where you're strong and you're fit and you're ready to go do what you got to do for, 12 rounds. And if there had been a problem with that, one of the things that could be, I'm going where it said I didn't want to go, but I'll go there very carefully. Dehydration. Dehydration can be a son of a gun if you wind up missing a
meals or
I mean
drinks.
But if you wind up not getting it right and it gets away from you and you wind up being at a weight that you didn't expect to be, and the dehydration takes a toll on you. The drying out takes a toll, and you overdo it. That can obviously debilitate you. That can weaken you. That can do a lot of negative things to you. It could, you'll see people will go into the hospital to get IVs, to get hydrated. So we don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. I'm never going to go and say, it was a way to pull out. This is a kid that, he's a fighter. I'm not going to, I would never dare to say that would ever be a part of it. Finding a reason to pull out for something, come up with something like that. There was something wrong. And like I said, I'm glad that he's not going to be in the ring with whatever that is, whether it was a mental thing wrong or physical or a combination.
The rest of the card, we'll wait until tomorrow so we can sit down and have a proper conversation about it. However, Joe Gallagher, I know that top-level trainers, that's a very elite club, a small group of guys. He's facing cancer now, his liver cancer, stage 4. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Joe Gallagher and whatever you might have to say on the topic.
No, I mean, my prayers go out to him. I mean, he's been dedicated to boxing his whole life, and when you're dedicated to boxing in a way that we understand it in this sport, that means you've been taking care of kids. You've been a parent to kids. You've been doing more than just teaching a jab and a right hand for many years. You've been involved in kids' lives, where you've many times changed lives by being involved, by being a parent, being a surrogate parent, being a voice, being a ear to hear something, and being somebody that took the time to get a kid who's never going to be a champ. Forget about the ones that become champs. That is so easy for us to say, oh yeah, he got a great fight, he's got that. But how about the hundreds of kids when you're a trainer and you've been in this business the real way that never become a top fighter, and they're not going to be, but yet you still put the time in to make them better people. We pray that someone like him will always be, that God will always look out for him as far as health and stuff like that.
Well said. You're one of those guys. Joe Gallagher has done that with me. So I'm appreciative of the opportunity to give you your flowers while you're still here with us, enjoying the fights and enjoying the wisdom. Same to Joe. I always love talking to you, man. We'll have a longer conversation tomorrow.
Please
Thank you for the
give
time.
my best
And I'll show him the video and I'll let him know your sentiments, of course. Radio Rahim with Teddy Atlas.